Janet, I had fun today. The food at the restaurant was delicious. Above all, your fiancé Bob was so nice that my heart was pounding.
Susan, you were very excited today.
Yes, it's a rare experience to have dinner with both families.
That's true.
But I never thought you would marry someone from our company. We work together at our dad's company, but we work in different departments and on different floors, so we don't get a chance to see each other at all.
That's true.
Hey, how did you get close to him? To be honest, I had the impression that your taste in men wasn't that good. I was really surprised that you got a catch like him.
Oh, wow.
You know, your ex-boyfriend was a plain, unremarkable guy.
He was honest and a very nice guy.
Honest. To me, he seemed like a dull, nerdy guy. Well, you are also rather plain type, so you two were a good match. But Bob is stylish and has good taste. And he works for our company, so he must have a steady income, right? He started working here the same year as you. And he's in the corporate planning department now, right?
Yes.
That department is full of elites. They say it's the starting point of a career path. You did a good job catching him. He's too good for you. Tell me, how did you get him?
How? We just happened to be next to each other at a company party and hit it off. He and I both enjoy watching movies. We started talking about movies, and we decided to go to the cinema together.
And you guys have become an item.
After all, it's more fun to be with someone who has the same interests as you.
Well, I'll ask him to go to the movies next time.
What? You mean the three of us, including me, right?
No way. It's just me and him.
Huh?
After the movie, we'll go out for a drink. And maybe we'll get to know each other better.
Wait. What are you talking about? He is my fiancé.
That's why I'm asking him out.
What?
Because I can't believe that you are marrying someone like him. I'm kind of frustrated. You two are in the same department, so you met first, but I'm definitely a better match for him. You don't mind me going out with him, right? You're my big sister, so please give him to me.
You know, stop messing around with me.
I'm serious.
You've always wanted my stuff, haven't you? Toys, clothes. Whatever I had, you tried to steal them.
I can't help it. I just want what you have.
But he is not a thing. It's not something I give away.
Then I'll just take him.
What?
Actually, I exchanged contacts with him today.
No way. When did you...
It's as if he's mine now. We work at the same company, just on different floors. There's plenty of opportunities.
Give me a break. Do you even know what you're doing?
I mean, are you hiding something from him?
Hiding?
About your chronic disease.
That's...
I knew you were hiding it. You shouldn't trick him.
I'm not tricking him. When I was a kid, I was in and out of the hospital. But I am much stronger now, and I can live a normal life. I'm under observation, so it's not like I have a chronic illness. I don't take medications regularly, and I don't have to tell him that, do I?
But being under observation doesn't mean that you're perfectly healthy, does it? And like you, I rarely catch a cold. And I got all A's in my medical checkup. And I'm 5 years younger than you. If he sees me, younger and healthier, he will choose me.
Wait, Susan, are you going to tell him about my disease?
Of course. You shouldn't hide things from your fiancé.
Don't do that. I'll tell him about my illness.
When are you going to tell him? Isn't it too late to tell him after you get married? I mean, can you have a baby with a body like that?
My doctor says this doesn't affect my pregnancy and delivery. This is personal. You have no right to tell him.
As your sister, I can't keep it from him. If you ruin his life, it would be a big problem, wouldn't it?
That won't happen.
I hope not. If your illness suddenly gets worse and you collapse, he will be shocked. If anything, Janet, you can collapse and be taken to the hospital.
Huh?
That's right. If you get sick before you get married, I win. If you stay in the hospital for a long time, you can't get married. In the meantime, I'll make sure him and I get to know each other better.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm going to tell him about my illness. He knows that I'm not that strong. Susan, don't do anything unnecessary.
I'm only going to tell him the truth.
That's not what you're supposed to do. We're engaged. Don't be a pain. Bob, tomorrow is Saturday and we are off work. Why don't we go look for a wedding venue?
Oh, sorry. I have plans tomorrow.
You said that last week too, and we didn't do it.
We don't have to be in such a hurry. There are tons of wedding venues out there. Why don't we go look next week?
Even so, it's better to be close to where our parents live. Besides, according to my friends, popular wedding venues fill up quickly. If it's not a good location, it'll be hard for our relatives to come.
Don't worry, we'll figure it out.
Well, by the way, when are we going to get the marriage certificate?
Marriage certificates?
We are supposed to register first and then have the wedding, aren't we? I think it's better to get the registry done before we get too busy with the wedding.
Well, we could do it after the ceremony, right?
Huh?
It can't be helped. I'm so busy with work. I can't go to the office when it's open.
But can't you leave a little earlier for a day? It's an important once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Don't rush it. Let's wait until I'm settled down with my work.
Bob, you've been acting weird lately.
What?
After we met our parents and started talking about the wedding, we've stopped moving forward.
You think?
You're still not looking for a place for the wedding. You're even trying to delay the register. You don't want to marry me anymore?
No way.
I'm worried because you're acting weird.
You're thinking too much. Don't worry. I'm just busy with work. I'm positive about our marriage. By the way, there's something I want to check.
Check?
About the future of the company.
About the company?
You're the president's daughter, and you're a candidate to be the next president. If I marry you, I'll be the husband of the president's daughter. I myself could be a candidate for the next president, right?
Well, I think so. But why are you asking me that?
Let me get straight to the point. If I marry you, what are the chances that I would be the next president?
I think it would be big. When I think about having a baby, there will be a period of time when I can't work. I think there is a good chance that my father will ask you to take over since you're on the career path.
That is, if you are the first to succeed him.
What are you trying to say?
Your sister Susan is also a candidate to be the next president, right? She's the president's daughter too. If she were to take over, you and I would be just company employees.
I don't know about that. For now, my father wants me to take over the company. If nothing happens, I don't think my sister will become the president of the company.
There.
What?
You just said that if nothing happens, right? You have a disease. There is a chance that it could get worse and you would not be able to work, right? And you wouldn't be able to be the president. Then she would be the next president, right?
Well, but I can't imagine my illness getting worse. Even though I'm under observation, I'm living life like everybody else and I'm working just fine.
That said, you never know what's going to happen. To be honest, I'm worried.
Of course, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I can tell you this for sure. I'm not going to leave the company for an extended period of time because of my illness. My sister will not take over.
Are you sure about that? Alright then. Let's go get the marriage certificate soon.
When can we do that?
Well, next Wednesday. I'll finish work early. We can go register the marriage together.
Okay. Thank you. Bob, sorry about today. It was the day we were supposed to get married. I ended up in the hospital. I didn't expect to have an accident on my way to work. A car ran a red light right in front of me. I pushed the brake pedal hard, so luckily I didn't get hurt. But I was so shocked that I passed out and had to be taken to the hospital. But don't worry. Doesn't look like the disease has come back. I'm staying in the hospital for a couple of days to be safe. But as soon as I get out of the hospital, let's go register our marriage. Bob, what the hell is this? I just got back from the hospital. All your stuff is gone. What's going on? Ever since I got admitted to the hospital, you haven't answered my phone calls. You haven't responded to my text at all.
Oh, you're out of the hospital?
Bob, where are you now?
I moved out.
Huh?
And also, I already submitted the marriage certificate.
Wait a minute, what do you mean? You've already registered our marriage? But you moved out? We haven't registered our marriage yet, have we? I had an accident on my way to work on the day we were supposed to get married.
I'm telling you, it's not the marriage certificate with you.
What do you mean?
I got married to Susan, and what I submitted was my marriage certificate to her.
Marriage certificate with her?
Because if I marry you, our future won't be so bright.
What are you saying?
Don't tell me you think I'm serious with you.
What?
Who would want a plain and uninteresting girl like you? I prefer a younger and prettier girl. Like Susan.
What? Then why didn't you ask her out first?
The only reason I approached you was because I wanted to be the company president. You said you're going to take over your father. I thought that if I married you, I might have a better chance of becoming the president down the line. That's why I proposed to you, and now here we are. You said that your illness couldn't get any worse, but you got hospitalized.
It wasn't because of my illness. I just fainted from the shock of the accident that happened right in front of me.
But that doesn't change the fact that you collapsed. That means you're weak. On the other hand, Susan, who's healthy and strong, is more likely to succeed him, right? I chose her because it would be the quickest way to become the next president of the company.
You mean you didn't want to marry me?
You're just realizing that now? Well, I got locked out. After we got married and you become ill, it would have been a disaster if I had to take care of you in bed.
Wow, I didn't realize you felt that way.
You're just the company president's daughter, and a possible successor. I feel sorry for you. You ruined your life on the day you were going to marry. But it's your own fault for being sick, so don't blame me, okay? I have the right to live happily. That's why I got engaged to your sister. I'm going to cut you off. Stay in the hospital for the rest of your life.
You'll regret it.
What? I'm not going to regret anything. I'm going to marry Susan and become the president. I'm telling you, don't depend on me for help afterwards.
That's my line.
Stop acting tough. See you later. Hey, Janet. You did it, didn't you? Why did you fire me and Susan? Don't ignore me. Say something. I mean, where are you right now? I went to our old apartment. It was empty.
I went back home.
What? Home?
Because I'm about to take over from my father. I have to study.
Huh? Wait a minute. You got sick. It's the healthy Susan who's going to take over.
Huh? What are you talking about? I told you before that she won't take over, didn't I?
But
she'll never be able to succeed her father. That won't happen.
Why?
Because my father is angry with her. He said there is no way she would take away her sister's fiancé. I can't hand over my company to that kind of person. So he has decided to kick my sister out of the company and out of the house.
Kick her out of the house?
He's going to completely cut her off.
Wait a minute. Then what about the assets she was supposed to get?
There's no such thing.
Huh?
My father's consulted his lawyer friend and they're working on a procedure so that none of it will be given to Susan.
You're kidding.
He's kicked her out of the company and now she's a stranger who wants nothing to do with our family. Bob, you were told to leave the company too, right?
I don't agree with that. This is an unfair dismissal.
Oh my father didn't fire you. He just tried to demote you to a depopulated area.
That's like firing. I can't just go from one career path to the grave.
But you're the one who pissed him off.
You're the one who tipped him off.
I didn't do anything.
Bullshit.
He was with me the day I got out of the hospital.
What?
My parents picked me up from the hospital when I got out. That's why my father saw all of your messages on my phone.
Oh no.
My father and mother were both appalled. They said they didn't think you were such a scumbag. So he tried to send you to a remote place so he wouldn't have to see you. But you turned it down and quit, didn't you? You can't call it an unfair dismissal.
I'd rather quit than be sent to that place.
Well, whatever the case may be, it doesn't change the fact that you guys quit on your own accord. Good luck. I'll take over from my father and make the company even bigger.
Wait, let's go get the marriage certificate now.
Huh?
I was wrong. I should have trusted my first instinct and married you after all. The person I really love is you. She seduced me and I got confused. I love an honest woman like you more than a frivolous woman like her. I'm really sorry. Let's get back together. Hey, let's get registered and go look for a wedding venue too. I can't wait to see you in your wedding dress. You'd look great in any dress.
Idiot.
Huh?
I realized I didn't have good taste in men. I learned it in a hard way. I mean, you were reluctant to go look for a wedding venue. You kept putting off the registry. I knew something was wrong at that point. After all, you don't care who you are married to. You just want to be the president.
Well, I thought I'd be lucky to be the next president, but I only love you.
Unfortunately, there's no going back. We're done. Thank you for everything. Goodbye.
Wait a minute.
Oh, let me say this one last time.
What is it? You're ready to forgive me?
Huh?
Fine, say whatever you want. I'll do whatever it takes to marry you.
Well then, you'll have to pay me a handsome alimony.
Huh?
You broke off our engagement because you cheated on me, so I'll charge you alimony. That's all I wanted to say. I'll ask my lawyer to do the rest. So, goodbye then.
Wait a minute. Give me one more chance. Please.
After that, Bob persistently tried to get me back together. I blocked both his phone calls and his texts. and asked my lawyer to take care of the rest. The divorce was finalized, and Bob and Susan were charged alimony. I am now learning company management under my father as the next president. I have not been in touch with Bob and Susan at all since the divorce. The rumor has it that they both had trouble finding new jobs. They are both working multiple jobs to make ends meet. Bob approached Susan for the purpose of becoming a company president, so he no longer has a reason to be with her. It seems there is no love between them. However, Susan is not willing to let him leave her because she needs Bob's money to survive. It seems that they are living a life far from a happy marriage.
Lily, where did you go? We're leaving in about 10 minutes, so get back here as soon as you can. What? What do you mean leave? Where are we going? To the hospital. We're going to visit Dad today, right? Oh, that's right. Don't tell me you forgot about it. I just remembered now. But I can't go back. I promised to meet my boyfriend at night. So I have to go to the nail salon and hair salon before that. What? I can't believe you. Your dad is suffering from an illness. Did you forget that he's been told he doesn't have long to live? I can't believe you're prioritizing your boyfriend. Sis, what are you so angry about? Your face wrinkles when you're angry. You'll look even uglier than you do now. What? Whatever, just come home. Me and Jaden are waiting for you at our parents' house. So let's all go visit Dad. What? Jaden's coming too? Of course he is. He's my fiancé. I see. That's right. The fiancé's father is about to die. Of course he's coming. Don't say something like that. He's been told he doesn't have long to live. As I remember, he has about a month to live, right? When that happens, it's finally going to bring me a lot of money. I'm happy to get the company, but I'm also looking forward to the massive inheritance. I don't think he'll give the company to you. I don't think you, who's unemployed all the time and depending on your parents, I don't think you can be the president. Here we go again. Are you jealous of me, sis? What? Because what's the point of working when you can live on your parents' money? Being employed like you doesn't make sense to me, you know? And on top of that, living by yourself is such a waste of money. I'm better suited to be a president because I lead a more efficient life. What kind of logic is that? In this era, it's all about how efficiently you can live. Someone like you, a person full of waste, you can't manage a company, can you? You really don't understand anything about management. Despite living with our parents, haven't you learned anything from Dad? I don't want to hear that from you, who doesn't come home very often. Anyway, come back home. We are going to visit Dad. I don't want to. Do you think Dad would hand over the company to a daughter who doesn't even visit him? I wonder about that. Well, that part doesn't actually matter. What? I have a plan. Well then, bye, sis. Hey, wait a minute. Sis, I have some big news. I got engaged. What? So, the guy I've been dating for a long time proposed to me. He said he loves me so much and wants to be married as soon as possible. We're planning to register our marriage as soon as we're ready. Why at a time like this? What were you thinking about getting married when your father was going through such a hard time? Our deep love for each other can't be stopped by a dying father. Sis, I'm sorry. I got married first. Feeling jealous, huh? I'm more surprised than jealous. What? I wanted to make you jealous, so I messaged you as soon as possible. Oh, oops, my bad. I forgot to mention his name. His name is Jaden. I'm marrying Jaden. What? It's Jaden, your ex-fiancé. I'm sorry, sis. I stole your fiancé. You're joking, right? Why would he propose to you? Because he loves me. It's obvious. No way. He's engaged to me. And you said you were dating him for a long time? You cheated with my fiancé? Exactly. Did you not notice until now? Come to think of it, when we visited Dad last week, you said you were going on a date that night. Jaden went out that night too. He said he was with friends and he came back the next day. Could it be... We were staying at the hotel together. No way. We had a really good date night. Naturally, things got more exciting when we were in the hotel. When I looked into Jaden's eyes, I knew he was serious about me. He said he would leave you and be with me. And just as I expected, he proposed to me last night. I see. I was so happy. My dad will be gone soon. Now it's decided that the company and your fiancé are all mine. What? Why do you think you got the company? You know, Dad has this thing about not wanting a woman to run the company, right? I overheard him telling everyone he won't let either of us be president. He's going to write that in his will, right? Well, that's what he said when we went to visit him the other day. You weren't there, so how do you know about it? Of course! Jaden told me. Dad only has either me or my older sister as his children. So naturally, the next president will end up being the husband of one of us. In other words, the first one to get married before Dad dies. She will inherit the company. Stealing my sister's fiancé to prevent her from getting married. Now I will be the first one to get married. Honestly, it's such a brilliant plan. Are you serious? I can't believe you. I know you've been working hard all this time to gain Dad's approval as the next president, right? Well, that was really a waste, wasn't it? Having your fiancé and the company snatched away by someone you look down on. How does that feel? It's the worst. You and Jaden are both such jerks. Oh my God, you're so angry. But it's not my fault or Jaden's fault. If he marries one of us sisters, he will get the company. If that's the case, it's only natural that he'd choose me, the pretty one, over the ugly one. And the company will definitely do better if I run it, rather than my stupid sister. I will build up the company with him. I'm building a happy family, so you should just stick to your low-level job at a mediocre company forever, sis. Both of you will regret it. Why? I can't tell you now. Why don't you check the will? What? I can't believe you screamed and stormed out of Dad's funeral. What were you thinking? That's my line. Dad said he wouldn't let the woman take over the company, right? Why does Dad's will say that the company should be handed over to my sister? It's not just the company. It also says most of the inheritance goes to me. Why? 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 Your story doesn't match at all. It's your fault for not listening to me. Mom told me, since you married Jaden, you never visited Dad once, and you didn't listen to Mom's advice either. So what? We're newlyweds. We should be enjoying our new married life together, right? Ever since I took away your fiancé, Mom has been lecturing me and nagging me. We were just waiting for him to pass away, so there's no need to visit him. That way of thinking was your downfall. Because I thought Dad wouldn't change his mind. He announced a decision in front of the family. So based on his personality, I thought it wouldn't happen. He's a stubborn, old-fashioned man, but he's not someone who doesn't understand. He's a man who's been president for decades. He knows there are times when flexibility is necessary. What do you mean? Jaden seems to have a huge amount of debt. What? After finding out about the affair, I did some investigation on him, and a lot of things came out. Not just debts, but crimes he committed when he was a student, and his troubles with women. Crimes? Troubles with women? There's no way he'd be involved in such things. Jaden is a diligent guy. A diligent guy wouldn't cheat on his fiancée. That's... After considering everything, I've come to the conclusion that he approached me for money. Now that he knows he can be president no matter who he marries, me or Lily. I guess he chose you, who seem to be dumb. I told Dad about it and asked him to reconsider. And then, Dad promised to hand over the company to me. Oh no! It's frustrating that I didn't see that my ex-fiancé was a terrible person. But I'm glad you took him from me. No way! Jaden loves me. He proposed to me because he loves me more than you. We were bound by true love. Then, where's Jaden now? After Dad's funeral and the announcement of the will, he disappeared. You haven't seen or heard from him since then. You went looking for him, but he hasn't come back yet, right? He just went to the convenience store or something. Of course he'll be back soon. Since he realized he couldn't become the president, did he abandon you and run away? No way! Oh, really? Well, it's none of my business anymore. I don't care. Sis, why are you being so cold? Just because you got the company and the inheritance, you think you're better than me? I mean, why do you get a larger share of the inheritance? Even if there was a problem with Jaden, I didn't do anything wrong. So Dad's inheritance should be divided equally. What do you mean you didn't do anything wrong? What are you talking about when you took away my fiancé? But ultimately, it's good that you found out about Jaden's true color, right? That's a different issue. But do you know when Dad was young, somebody tried to kidnap Mom? You know that story, right? What? Someone tried to take her hostage to demand money from Dad. I've never heard of that story. He was always telling this story to us. You lived with them for a long time, but you didn't know anything about your father. I wasn't interested. What does that story have to do with anything now? In the end, Dad desperately searched for Mom and managed to rescue her. But ever since then, Dad came to despise people who use others for money and those who try to get involved with someone else's lover. What? It's almost like what happened with you and Jaden. Actually, Dad didn't want to give you any of the inheritance. But he left you a little as a final gesture of kindness. You can use it as a stepping stone to get a job. From now on, live independently without relying on your parents. Oh no! We are lucky that our dad is a kind man. If he were like you, only thinking about efficiency, he wouldn't have wanted to leave you any inheritance. Well, he could have just given the inheritance normally. He's so stingy. Are you serious? You haven't reflected at all, have you? Why do I have to reflect? I absolutely won't accept this will. Dad's company is mine. I'll take all of his inheritance. I'll take everything away from you. If you really try that, I'll call the police. The police? You mean you're going to turn your sister into the police? I don't want an insane woman like you as my sister. As soon as you married Jaden and moved out of the family home, your mother gave up on you too. If you don't want to be locked up, you better live a life of remorse at best. Jaden, who had disappeared, seems to have returned a few days later. It seems he ran out of money, and he was after Lily's meager inheritance. Lily, knowing Jaden's true nature, got seriously furious, leading to a heated physical fight. A few days later, they sneaked into the company I inherited. They were caught by security guards, and both got kicked out together. I originally quit the company I worked for, and am now working hard as the president, inheriting my father's position. I will do my best not to betray the expectations of my father, who believed in me and entrusted me with his company.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.